You know, driving a truck is not one of the things that I ever wanted to do, but a lot of people like it. I imagine you'd probably be able to see a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's the type of stuff that you'd want to see all the time, man. You know, you got road rage, you got weird occurrences too, man. You know, you see that much of land, you drive over that much land, you bound to see some pretty crazy stuff. Maybe even some stuff that warrants a horror story. We're gonna react to a true truck driving horror story today from Wansee Entertainment. Make sure to subscribe to Wansee. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos. And let's get into this one. True trucker horror story.
I've been a trucker since my mid-20s.
Okay.
I've had many odd experiences on the road.
I can imagine.
I'm pretty sure that I've come across a couple of UFOs while driving late at night.
All right,
and
that's really
encountered
odd.
many strange drivers at times.
Okay.
However, the encounter I'm going to share today is by far the most terrifying and strange experience I've ever had.
All right.
This happened on a country road in the middle of Kansas when I was 37.
Like
The
right
year
where
was
Dorothy
2009.
lives? Okay.
The night started off like most nights, which consisted of me driving and listening to some music on the radio.
Sure.
Usually drinking some coffee to keep myself from getting too tired.
Right.
As I drove through the night on the empty road, I had noticed that it began to get foggy.
Okay.
This fog
That's gotta
eventually
be scary,
became
man.
very thick,
Sure.
and I started thinking to myself whether
I
I
hate
should
driving in
pull
the
over
fog,
for a
man.
while, as I could barely see ahead,
Especially with
or
an
keep
18-wheeler.
driving.
Gonna hurt
I
somebody
thought about
bad.
it, and decided to continue on. There were 0 other people so far out
Right.
driving in the middle of the country, so maybe it was safer than I thought.
Okay.
I still took precaution.
Sure.
I was going slowly, just in case an animal or something were to run across the road.
Right.
As I continued driving,
At least you
I
can stop
started to
quick
pick
like
up an
that.
odor. This odor was the most foul thing I've ever smelled, and it
Skunk?
soon filled the inside of my truck.
Ew.
I quickly closed the windows, but that didn't help.
Right.
This terrible smell was already inside, and I felt as if I was going to vomit.
God dang.
The smell and the fog became overwhelming. I remember thinking to myself, what in the world could be causing such an awful stench?
And that much of
In
it.
that same moment, I felt that unpleasant feeling when you know you're about to throw up.
Uh-oh.
I had no choice but to quickly stop the truck and
Right.
open the door to empty my stomach.
Dang, man.
When I was finished, I quickly covered my face,
Sure.
as that horrible smell was still in the air. I closed the door and
I've never
prepared
smelled something
myself
so
to start
bad to make
driving
me
again.
puke, but
And that's when
I
I
can get
noticed
it.
something ahead crossing the road. The figure was unmistakably a man, and this man appeared to be limping.
okay.
Other than his limping, I also noticed that the man was wearing an old white button shirt
All
and
right.
black suspenders.
Ghost?
I recall thinking to myself how strange and freaky the situation was,
Yeah.
and not knowing what to do.
Right. Just get
I
in your truck and
decided
drive
that I
off,
was
man.
just going to ask if he was okay,
Oh, okay.
and if I should call anyone for help.
Okay.
Before I was able to drive up to him, I soon noticed that 4 more people came out from the side of the road,
At least you got in your
all
truck to
walking
do it.
in the same direction as the first man I saw. Each of them were walking in that same odd limping gait, all of them
Zombies?
wearing outdated farming clothes.
Oh.
What I found even more strange was the fact that they didn't acknowledge the huge truck that was on the other side of the road.
Right.
I thought to myself, if these people needed help, then surely they would come to me.
Exactly.
However, all of them continued limping across the road,
You know, it's
disappearing
weird, but
into the darkness
I'd just be
and
going.
fog.
I'd be going,
I
yo.
must also remind you
I'm
we were in
haunted
the
like that,
middle of
though.
Kansas, so basically the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
Just then, another figure emerged from the darkness and began to cross the road too. However, this figure was far smaller.
Okay.
I soon realized
That's a kid.
that this was a child.
Uh-huh.
I got out of my truck, but I did not go up to the kid.
Kid's gonna bite you.
Rather, I stared at him as he continued to cross the
Kid
road.
is gonna bite you, boy.
This child was also walking in a weird way,
Uh-huh.
and was wearing that old clothing too.
Right.
Right when he was about to make it to the other side, I said aloud, "Do any of you need help?" The child stopped, turning his head to face me. My heart sank all the way to my feet as
What's
soon
wrong
as
with
I
his face?
saw his face.
What's wrong with his face?
I wasn't looking at the face of an ordinary child.
Uh-uh.
I was looking
Oh,
at the
I
face
knew it was a
of a
zombie.
corpse. I
I knew it.
cursed under my breath and stood there in fear. This thing then let out the most
You done
awful
pissed it off.
scream I've ever heard.
You better get in your
and
truck.
began to limp towards me, but at
You
a
better
quicker
get-
speed than before.
Get on your truck.
I quickly got back inside the truck and slammed the door shut. In that very moment, I heard even more of those horrifying screams.
Yeah, you
and saw
done-
more of these things
you done
beginning
pissed it
to
off.
emerge from the
That was
darkness.
the smell of the
I
dead.
quickly swerved around the kid, speeding out of there as quick as I could. During that whole ordeal, I
Whole
saw the faces of the
horde of
other ones
zombies.
that were coming, and they all had the face of decomposed corpses.
Zombies.
Once I made it back to civilization,
What the hell,
I
bruh?
stopped at a gas station.
You better check the truck to make sure you ain't got
I just
none on
sat
you.
there in my truck. My mind and heart were still racing, and had no idea what to think. This experience opened me up to many things.
You better call the SCP Foundation.
I feel like I understand that this world is indeed strange, and there might always be things which we do not understand.
Yeah, man. Zombies in the middle of nowhere, guys. Jeez, wouldn't you believe it? Like, the person in you wants to help, right? The person in you wants to reach out and say, hey, are you okay? But at the same time, man, in the middle of nowhere like that, in the fog, just walking around, like, they would come to the truck. He was right. I don't know, man. It's crazy, guys. Wansee Entertainment, make sure to subscribe to him. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.